Hand feeding your dog is more than just a training technique, it's a powerful way to strengthen the emotional connection between you and your pet. This practice involves feeding your dog their meals directly from your hand instead of from a bowl. It might seem like a small change, but the benefits it offers can significantly enhance your relationship. Today we're talking about how hand feeding can improve bonding, establish trust, and lead to better behavior in your canine companion. Building trust and security. One of the primary benefits of hand feeding your dog is the trust it builds. By directly controlling and providing their primary resource, food, you naturally position yourself as the central figure in your dog's world. This can be particularly impactful for rescue dogs or those who may have anxiety issues. Hand feeding allows such dogs to associate their owner with safety and sustenance. This association helps to alleviate anxiety and promotes a feeling of security. As the dog learns that food, a vital need, comes directly from your hand, they begin to trust you more deeply. This increased trust can lead to a stronger bond and a more cooperative and calm behavior from the dog. This method reinforces the idea that good things come from their owner, which not only deepens their trust but also their dependency on you in a positive way. For anxious dogs, this can be incredibly soothing as it establishes a routine where they can expect and rely on their owner for their needs, thereby reducing uncertainty and stress. Over time, this consistent and gentle approach to feeding can transform an anxious or insecure dog into a more confident and relaxed companion. Thus, hand feeding doesn't just satisfy a physical need for nutrition, it becomes a critical component of their emotional and psychological well-being, enhancing the overall relationship between the dog and the owner. Enhancing focus and obedience. Hand feeding serves as a powerful training tool, leveraging the inherent value of food to enhance a dog's focus and responsiveness to their owner. When dogs realize that food rewards come directly from your hand, they begin to pay more attention to you, knowing that good behavior could lead to immediate gratification. This direct feeding method creates a strong association between obeying commands and receiving rewards, thereby increasing their motivation during training sessions. The consistent practice of receiving food from the owner's hand teaches dogs to associate their handler not just with food, but also with leadership and guidance. This recognition is crucial during training as it establishes the owner's position as the leader, making the dog more attentive and eager to follow instructions. Hand feeding is also highly effective in teaching dogs impulse control, a critical aspect of behavioral training. Dogs must learn to approach food with calmness and respect, waiting patiently rather than jumping or snapping at the food. This training naturally extends to other areas of interaction, teaching dogs to control their impulses in various situations, whether it's waiting for a treat, playing with children, or interacting with other pets. By mastering this discipline, dogs become more manageable and well-behaved not only at home but also in social settings. Consistently reinforcing these behaviors through hand feeding helps ingrain habits of patience and obedience, which are essential for maintaining a harmonious household and ensuring public safety around other people and animals. Promoting positive behavior. Regularly hand feeding your dog is an effective strategy for addressing and preventing food-related behavioral issues such as aggression and resource guarding. When you hand feed, you naturally assume a position of control over the food, which is a key resource for your dog. This method allows you to reinforce your status as the leader and provider, subtly asserting that food will come from you at your discretion. This approach helps to mitigate aggressive behaviors, as the dog begins to understand that displaying aggression does not hasten food delivery, but that calm and submissive behavior does. Moreover, this controlled feeding environment fosters respect for human hands around food, teaching your dog that food is a reward for good behavior, not something they need to fight for or protect aggressively. Hand feeding also offers a structured way to establish and enforce rules around feeding time, turning it into an interactive and educational session rather than just a routine feeding. This practice can be especially advantageous in households with young children, teaching the dog to associate gentle behavior with receiving food. By learning to accept food gently from an owner's hand, dogs learn the appropriate way to interact with all human hands, thus significantly reducing the risks of accidental nipping or biting. This is particularly crucial in families where children may inadvertently provoke a dog during mealtime. Hand feeding not only corrects unwanted food behaviors, but also enhances safety in the home, making interactions around food pleasant and safe for everyone involved. Strengthening emotional connections. The act of hand feeding does far more than simply provide nourishment for your dog. It transforms mealtime into a meaningful bonding opportunity. Each feeding session becomes a chance to strengthen the relationship between you and your pet, going beyond the basics of care to nurture a deeper connection. Dogs, as inherently social animals, thrive on consistent and positive interactions with their human companions. By dedicating time to hand feed your dog, you are actively participating in their daily life in a very intimate way. This regular interaction not only fulfills their basic needs but also satisfies their emotional needs for attention and affection, reinforcing your role not merely as a caretaker but as a trusted and cherished member of their pack. These moments of gentle touch and close physical presence during hand feeding significantly enhance the emotional bonds between you and your dog. This practice allows you to communicate your affection through your actions, which dogs understand and respond to profoundly. The physical contact involved in hand feeding helps to increase your dog's comfort and trust in you, reinforcing feelings of security and belonging. This can be particularly impactful for dogs that may have experienced anxiety or insecurity in the past. Overall, hand feeding is a powerful tool for building a strong, emotionally secure relationship with your dog, fostering mutual respect and understanding that permeates all aspects of your life together. Practical considerations and tips. If you decide to try hand feeding, it's important to start gradually to ensure a smooth transition for your dog. Begin by incorporating hand feeding into their regular meals, offering a portion of their food by hand while the rest remains in their bowl. This helps them become accustomed to the new method without feeling overwhelmed. Make sure your hands are clean before feeding to maintain hygiene, and always approach your dog in a calm and quiet environment. Reducing distractions will help your dog focus on the interaction and understand that this is a positive experience. Patience and consistency are key, especially if your dog is not used to being hand-fed. Some dogs may take to it immediately, while others might need a bit more time to adjust. Gradually increase the amount of food you hand feed and reduce the portion in their bowl as your dog becomes more comfortable with the process. Over time, this method can become a regular part of your feeding routine, enhancing the bond between you and your pet. Remember, the goal is to create a positive and enriching experience for your dog, so take it slow and let your dog guide the pace of the transition. Hand feeding is a simple yet profoundly effective method to enrich your relationship with your dog. It's not just about feeding, it's a training tool, a way to build trust, and a daily ritual that can enhance the bond you share with your canine companion. Whether you're looking to address specific behavioral issues or simply want to try a new way to connect with your pet, hand feeding is worth considering. Until next time.